Season's greetings and welcome to the Christmas edition of the Filmhouse Show. My name is Joke Akinola and I'm coming to you from the Filmhouse Cinema in Surulere Leisure Mall. Key to everything we do is to get you guys at home involved in the cinema experience. Just to remind you, we have 2 new operating cinemas across Nigeria. Our newly refurbished cinema in Dugbe, Ibadan, and a brand spanking new cinema in Akure, Ondo State. If you're online, please keep up to date with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's the Filmhouse Cinemas. On Twitter, it's at Filmhouse Cinema. And on Instagram, it's at Filmhouse Cinemas. So stay tuned and let's see what's coming up on today's show.
The Force.
On this Christmas special, there's a rundown on the latest film showing in cinemas across Nigeria. We have a guest on the sit-down to talk about the new releases. We get a deeper look into the new Steve Jobs movie. Fast-rising actress Adesua Etomi is in the house for an exclusive interview. On Fan Zones, we introduce you to movie fans across our cinema. It's a packed show, so stay tuned.
With the amount of animated movies that have come out this year, it kind of makes me wonder whether animation is the new in thing. I'm personally a big kid at heart, so I was super excited to find out that Alvin and the Chipmunks 4, which is a mixture of live action and animation, was coming out this weekend. So I want to know what the fan take is. Which do you prefer, live action or animation?
I think I kind of prefer animation. I prefer animations because of the art that is involved, because I actually went through and I found out that almost every scenes are being drawn out by the artist, and that makes it really good, really perfect. I think I prefer animations.
I prefer real life movies because they're natural and I can see either the actor or the actress. But animation, I might not really know who is acting or even the person speaking.
Animation or real life movie? I think I'll go for real life movie because it's really natural. I like keeping my things very simple. Because animation, sometimes I just go watching like are the eyes blinking properly or the hairs, are they really swinging and all that. And then sometimes I actually mistake the two if it's properly done.
I prefer Nigerian animations. I don't know. I've not really seen Nigerian animations, but I've seen Nigerian comedy animations. Comedy like, bros. Bros. I know they fear this dog. No, sorry, that was just an animation.
Animation. I'm so very excited because a new movie is coming up. Having the Hungry Monsters, and I'm so very excited because it's gonna be a burst. I am animation.
Well, I like both, but I prefer real life movies.
Animation or real life movie? I prefer real life movie. Real life movie because real life movie is very fantastic because you can learn a lot from real life movie. Real life movie, as by being a guy, I really prefer real life movie than all this animation stuff like that.
A lot of interesting answers, I must say. Be it live action or animated movies, it doesn't matter what you come to watch, as long as you come. Thinking of what to watch this week? Here's a rundown of movies showing this week across cinemas in Nigeria.
30 years after the defeat of the Galactic Empire, the galaxy faces a new threat from the evil Kylo Ren and the First Order. When a defector named Finn crash lands on a desert planet, he meets Rey, a tough scavenger whose droid contains a top-secret map. Together, the young duo join forces with Han Solo to make sure the Resistance receives the intelligence concerning the whereabouts of Luke Skywalker, the last of the Jedi Knights. A young FBI agent infiltrates an extraordinary team of extreme sports athletes he suspects of masterminding a string of unprecedented, sophisticated corporate heists. Point Break is inspired by the classic 1991 hit. This animated adventure comedy drama is set billions of years after an asteroid that would have caused the extinction of dinosaurs passes safely over Earth. It is an epic story into the world of dinosaurs where an Apatosaurus named Arlo makes an unlikely human friend.
Craving something closer to home? Here's a selection of movies that'll help you decide.
Bajirao Mastani is an Indian historical romantic drama that tells the tale of romance between an Indian general, Peshwa Bajirao, and his second wife, Mastani. This film follows the life of 4 independent women and their journeys living in the city of Lagos, starring Dakori Akonde as Tola, Ireti Doyle as Elizabeth, Omoni Oboli as Maria, and Nse Ikpetim as Kate. These high-powered friends must find ways of juggling career and an often complicated personal life as they approach 50.
Speaking of movies that bring you closer to home, we sat down with one of Nollywood's finest actresses, Adesuwa Itomi, on the ones to watch. Check out her exclusive interview here.
Sure is lying. That's what these people do.
What do you mean by these people? He's your brother, Shina.
I got into Nollywood in 2013, to be precise. I had decided to come to Nigeria for 3 months. The plan was just come, unwind, and go back. And I performed at an open mic theatre thingy. And I ended up getting my first 2 jobs from the performance that I put up that night. And it's been non-stop since then. A lot of the training that I have is theatre-based. I didn't train for film until this year. I went and I did a short course, but I'd never trained for film. My first film in my whole life was in 2013, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I'd never been on a set before, never done any of that. So I was actually meant to go into medicine. Yeah, but as God would have it, I failed something I was really supposed to pass. And then it was from then I was able to tell my mom that I didn't want to do that anymore and I wanted to do performing arts. We actually had a meeting with the guidance counselor because I couldn't tell her myself. And it was so awesome because my mom was so supportive. I would not be doing what I'm doing now if not for my mom. My father, he was like, you left medicine for what? But it gets to the point where you start doing really well, and I finished from uni really well as well, won an award. So he came around, like, yeah, that's my daughter. It was such a crazy experience filming Falling because it was such an emotional roller coaster. We had a short amount of time to film. I think it was 9 or 10 days, and there were about 100 scenes, and maybe I wasn't in like 7. So like on some days you'll be up, and then the very next scene after that you're supposed to be very happy, then the very next scene after that you're supposed to be sad and a wreck. It was really tasking, and there was this particular scene where my husband was who was in a coma. He was in bed, and my character just became so emotional, kind of like, you're going to leave me here to face this on my own, like this wasn't the plan. And I was always worried about that scene because I felt as though if I couldn't do that moment justice, then I would have failed as an actress, basically. So my director had a talk with me, and we did that scene, and it was hard to get me out of it. Brave is a project that will forever be close to my heart. Brave explores love when things aren't so great. It teaches you a lot about life and how human beings sometimes are very human, and you're allowed to be because you're human. We're all full of flaws, and my husband got in an accident and he was bedridden for a while. I became a carer, and it was really tough for my character, and she left, and basically follows her whole journey. A soldier story. My husband goes to war, and basically everyone thinks he's dead. And I'm trying to move on. I'm very sad. Only that he's in some place, has forgotten, lost his memory, and kind of falls in love with someone else while I'm still alive. Like, how tragic is that? Acting is something that's completely in my blood, so I don't know whether I can ever move away from it. Like, I keep making this joke that I'd like when I'm old and gray and I'm dying, I'd like my funeral scene to be incorporated in a movie in some way, you know, like I'd like to die acting kind of thing. So I don't think I can ever like shift away from acting, but there are other things I'd like to explore. I'd like to produce. Next year, there are a couple of projects coming out, one being Ayama. I just did a project with Emily Song, and it was such a rewarding experience. I play 3 characters, so that was very challenging. That's out next year. There's also another film called Couple of Days that I shot like middle of this year, and that's out in February as well. So there are a couple of things coming up.
He was one of the...
Please, save me the sympathy, sir.
Guys, my name is Adeso Atomi. I'm an actress, and you are watching the Filmhouse Show.
It's Christmas Day and the Filmhouse staff are still here, working hard to give you that cinema experience with a festive touch. Let's meet a few of them and find out what they're looking forward to this Christmas. Hi, what's your name and what are you looking forward to this Christmas?
Hi, I'm John. I'm looking forward to this Christmas to be full with joy and happiness for every individual, and to have more customers to ball in and have some kind of happiness in them when they are walking away.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, hello, what's your name and what are you looking forward to this Christmas?
Hello, my name is Edwin. For the Christmas, we have great expectation for the Christmas, especially in this film house, Surulere. We have a lot of guests coming in, and we are prepared to, give them the best we can for the cinema.
I love your answer. Thank you. Ooh, hello, what's your name and what are you looking forward to this Christmas?
My name is Kenko Anthony.
Yeah?
This Christmas, I expect this Christmas to be hectic, Christmas is always a period where loved ones, families, they get to reunite,
Yeah.
So as Filmhouse, as we're concerned, we're expecting people to troop in, and we're expecting to, up our games to give exceptional guest services.
Love it. They're looking forward to upping their game and giving you that exceptional service. Welcome back to the Christmas edition of the Filmhouse Show. We're coming to you from the Filmhouse Cinema in Surulere Leisure Mall. Filmhouse Cinemas is spreading the Christmas cheer this season. We're giving away lots of fantastic gifts, and all you need to do is spend a minimum of 3,000 Naira on any of our retail products in any of our cinemas, and you get a chance to dip in the pot of gold. Up for grabs is jewelry from the exclusive Yemi Alade collection, Domino's pizzas, free health insurance by AXA Mansard Insurance, free treats from Sean's Bar and Office Everything, engagement rings by St. Tracy, free fashion designing classes by Janani, and lots of concerts and event tickets. So simply win, because at Filmhouse Cinemas, everyone is a winner. Now, I'm sure you've all heard about the new Steve Jobs film showing in the cinemas. This biographical film is about the Apple co-founder, Steve Paul Jobs. Let's take a deeper look at what the movie was all about.
What if the computer was something you want to look at and have in your home? And what if it was in everyone's hands? Everyone in the world.
Steve Jobs lived at the intersection of art and technology.
He was a true genius, a true visionary.
What he was so passionate about from the beginning was this idea of computers being every man's tool and the most powerful tool.
That was the idea, that everybody can have this, and everybody does have it now. We've all got instant access to information. So it's just a question of what are you going to do with it? And that's up to everyone, what we do with this power.
Point that arrow and click.
This movie is 3 scenes that all take place backstage before 3 product launches. In those scenes, all these conflicts that he has in his life get played out.
You can't write code. You're not a designer. What do you do?
The musicians play their instruments. I play the orchestra.
What you're after is the truth of a scene. There's ideas that come out of real life, but they're embellished as drama.
Your daughter and her mother are unwell.
She's not my daughter!
You must be able to see that she looks like you.
The board believes you're no longer necessary to this company. I sat in a garage and invented the future because artists lead and hacks ask for a show of hands.
What you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you when you're a father. That's what's supposed to be the best part of you.
When you create art, we're trying to find a certain perfection that can't exist in life, and that's exactly what Steve was trying to do with his products.
What are people going to do with it?
They're going to do that.
It's an abstract.
Steve Jobs and these people, they're pioneers. and the world is different because of that.
That was cool.
We've spoken to the fire marshal and the building manager. They're going to come in and tell everyone to leave.
If a fire causes a stampede to the unmarked exits, it'll have been well worth it for those who survive.
The difference between characters and people is the same as the difference between a photograph and a painting. This movie's a painting.
He's changed all of our lives. He's changed the way the world works. Somebody that has that sort of influence deserves to be reflected on.
The MAC team gave an award every year to the person who could stand up to you.
We will know soon enough if you were Leonardo da Vinci or just think you are.
Two most significant events of the 20th century. The Allies win the war, and this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Steve Jobs.
I'm here joined by actor and filmmaker Paul Utomi to discuss the new Steve Jobs movie. Merry Christmas, Paul.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Okay, so first question I've got for you. Why is it that the Steve Jobs movie that came out about, 2 years ago with Ashton Kutcher, why didn't it generate as much buzz as this new one?
I think we don't know for sure that this one will generate more buzz than that one. But what we do know is they probably made a few mistakes going into that one. As someone said, a critic said, it was like watching something, a piece of fan fiction, you know? Yeah, basically, it wasn't probably well told. The story itself was all fluff and didn't really have much of a heart. It tried to chronicle Jobs from 1974 when he was in Reed College, all the way up to 2001 when they launched the iPod. And it seemed a bit light, you know. Most of the characters were I think, well fleshed out, but many people felt that those weren't true depictions, especially of Steve Jobs. So Ashton Kutcher did a decent job, you know, trying to capture the essence of the man, but it just didn't seem to work. Now, this one is directed by Danny Boyle, and we all know Danny Boyle is an exceptional director. Yeah. And I think he tried to tell the story from a different way. It's a 3-act story following Jobs through the launch of 3 different products. I think 1984, the launch of the first Mac, and then 1988, I think when he was at Next and was trying to launch Next Computer, and I think 2000 and something when they launched the iMac, basically. Yeah. So the story was told in 3 parts, chronicling Jobs' life and his existence and relationships with everyone, including his daughter, who really didn't see eye to eye with him on so many occasions, and they only reconciled close to the end of his life, and you know, it was really sad and touching.
Wow, I can see you're a big fan. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Alvin and the Chipmunks, like the new one. I like it, it's like road chip. Play on words. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I asked my fans earlier, I said, you know, do you prefer to have live action movies or watch animated movies? What's your take?
I'm eclectic. I like all stuff. I mean, all sorts of stuff. I like live action and I like animated films. I mean, I'm a big fan of Pixar and the work they do. And I also like the fact that sometimes we try and mesh both worlds, bringing CGI to real life. So both work for me.
Okay, well, that was great. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about those 2 movies. Coming up next is the trailer for Alvin and the Chipmunks 4.
The road trip, where anything can happen, and usually does. But this Christmas, get ready to raise the stakes when the road trip becomes...
You drive like my grandmother! This is awesome!
The road chip. Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip.
Now it's time to head over to the Filmhouse headquarters to listen to Mr. Kenneth Nkbaru as he gives us the latest office gist.
Hello, this is Filmhouse Cinemas Support Office, and every year we celebrate Christmas in a very special way. This year we're doing it with mince pie and cream. For some of us, mince pie and ice cream. Yes, for some others, they just want meat pie and not mince pie. So here is Filmhouse Support Office, and thank you so much for being part of us all through the years since last year, and we'd all like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. So everybody from Filmhouse Cinemas, Merry Christmas!
Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
It's always great to check in at the Filmhouse headquarters and give you guys the exclusive information in the world of cinema. Now moving on to movie gossip.
It's official. 50 is on the track to be the biggest Nollywood film of 2015. The highly anticipated film hit cinemas on the 18th of December and in the first few days of its opening weekend shattered current records. In its first few days of opening, it made 8 million naira, holding the #1 spot, with Road to Yesterday and Taxi Driver coming in close second and third position.
Nothing will stand in
Still on the topic of records, it's no surprise that Star Wars The Force Awakens has been causing a storm. It smashed the record for the biggest box office debut weekend in UK and Ireland, US and Canada, and North America, with ticket sales of $238 million and has taken in an estimate of $570 million globally in the first 3 days of release.
We actually came concerning yesterday's incident.
Nollywood actor Blossom is officially off the market as pictures and videos surfaced of him from his traditional wedding. The heartthrob and AMVCA 2016 nominee, who is best known for his roles in films such as The Visit, Flower Girl and Fallen, looks smitten as he traditionally wed his longtime girlfriend in a low-key ceremony. We wish them marital bliss.
It's been an insightful day here at the Filmhouse Cinema with my guests and the fans. Make sure you tune into this show every week for all your movie updates. And don't forget, guys, if you live in Dugbe, Ibadan or Akure, Ondo State, we have 2 new operating cinemas out there, so make sure you check it out. Follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's the Filmhouse Cinemas. On Instagram, it's at Filmhouse Cinemas. And on Twitter, it's at Filmhouse Cinema. Merry Christmas once again, guys, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.
Let's